Hey YouTube, how are you all doing? Lego Leprechaun here again, and this time with a city walkthrough. Not so much an update, guys, because there hasn't been much done since the last update here in the city. As you know from the previous updates they're Batcave updates. So today I just want to walk you through what's already there, as most of you know by now if you've looked at the previous updates. But anyone that's new to the channel, I want to just take you through what the city is all about. But the main purpose of today's video is to show you where I'm going to place the Batcave, and one or two plans for the future, we'd say, on what I'll be doing throughout the city and down towards here, you know. So just going on people that are new to the channel anyway, guys, thank you for all the new subscriptions. Very, very much grateful for it, and thank you for the thumbs up and the comments, guys. Thanks for the comments, the suggestions, and that you leave after the videos, and plenty of positive feedback. Very, very much appreciated. So without further ado, let's get going here. When you walk in here, the first thing you see is, well, you see everything, but the things that are closest to you would be Arkham Asylum here, which is something that I suppose, took a bit of pride in, because, as you all know, I'm a DC fan, and I just wanted to make a monster out of this, so it hits you fairly much in the face. Again, guys, this is about 4 sets roughly, and a bit of my own touch on various parts of it. More modular like is what I'd be going for always, so there's no open back stuff in my city. I try and keep it as full as possible, and it's up on rock again, because to me it should be tall, it should have presence, and the kind of top to it that I put on it is kind of, I suppose, like a church steeple to a degree, and it's just dark and gothic, and that's what I love about that. There is an interior, it's not fully completed, but I will be doing it, and I know I said this in previous videos, guys, but I do have the time now, so I will be taking that off and showing you what's inside. Here then we have the excuse me, the Lego Batman movie, Arkham, and again I just put a bit of a back on that as well, just to give it a bit of a full look, you know, as opposed to an empty hollow back look, you know. And I had a derelict railway here at the bottom, just to give that kind of old look to it, like it's been there eons. So yeah, so moving down, here we have the town square, and the square itself is what I tackled just before Christmas there, and kind of gave it some kind of a European look, where there's just some nice paving designs, and I find the colours that match really would be the kind of light bluish grey, the dark bluish grey, and the wine, or the blue that you'll see here on the assembly square. That mixes nicely as well with the light and dark grey. And I wanted to get the kind of a circle of modulars around it, you know, as opposed to just lining them up in rows with roads in front, which I had done before, you know, and that served its time, but you just get more and more, I suppose, creative as time goes on. The back line then, we've got the Adam West Batcave, and I got 2 of them and put them together just to give the appearance of the house in the front, and there's a little mini cave underneath it at the back. Nothing much, but just something I filled in at the time. The railway runs behind. Then we've got the police station, which is a mock of mine, and there's a whole interior to that as well, which I want to show you, and I done that a good 2 years ago, and I'm keeping that there. The Avengers Tower is just a few Avengers Towers and just made it higher, and that's my kind of homage to Marvel. I love the films, love what they've done over the past 11 years with the films, but again, like that, I'm not a massive Marvel fan. Even though I looked at the films 1,000 times, I still home into the DC, as you know. The fire station here, that's going to come down, because I have the fire station here in front of it that I got after that, and I like that wine again and grey colour as the Ghostbusters HQ is the same, so there's no need for that to be there. I will be putting something else in the back line. Not too sure yet, but I do know one thing, guys, as I'm leading up to it here, is that in the back line I will have a level up. So I'm going to change some of the heights in the city. I think it definitely gives a more authentic look to your city where you have different levels. Excuse me. So that's what I'm looking to do there down the line. But before I get to that back line and put a bit of height, we'll be integrating the cave, the Batcave first. So as we move down here, we have a railway which surrounds the city and a bit of rockwork at the back. And that again serves its time, but there will be change. The one thing I will say, just going on this, guys, is that it's funny, like I'm at the cave now for a good few months, and even when I look at the rockwork here, at the time I was all about it, but now that I look at it, there's just so much more I see that I could do with that to make it way more interesting. And outside rockwork as opposed to inside, and which I mean by inside, like cave, the rockwork in the cave is all rock. You know, the only thing you can put in there upside down is bats. So it's just constant grey brickwork. Whereas outside work, you can put a lot more green into it, and it can you could travel faster building it, because you can fill some spaces with plenty of plants or foliage or whatever, you know. So I know eventually I want to put a lot of rock on the external side of the city as well. So I will have a lot more experience by the time that comes around because of all the cave work. So yeah, this brings us then to the plans. So here we have Wayne Manor, and that's again about 4 Joker Manors put together and a bit of my own touch on it. Again, making more modular like and making a square out of it and a bit of a top to it. I'll adjust a small bit of it because again, you get a bit more skilled in your building as time goes on, and there's a few things now that I'd like to tweak on this. And there is an interior, but again, that's incomplete, and I will show you what that's about as well. And then we have the garden in front with our trees and our plants and stuff and all the cars and the fence going around it. So now what I'm going to do is explain where this is going to go, and I'm just going to step back here a small bit. Now as I step back, guys, we have our fun fair and our kind of camping park area. Now this here is the area that I suppose even in my last update I said this is where it's going to go and stuff like that, and I could never really get my head around coming in and we'd say tearing at it and coming up with loads of stuff for it. I have to say I wouldn't have a massive love for the fun fair side of things. I know some of you have some beautiful cities out there and the fun fairs in them and you have them running and there's some great fun stuff around. It's lovely to look at, but it just doesn't catch me as much as other stuff like the Japanese gardens, like the DC stuff, and like my general downtown city. And they're huge. They're so big, guys, that the roller coaster, for example, it takes up a massive amount of the table, and same with the actual carousel and the fun fair. They're huge. So even though I have 2 big tables, I prefer to, I suppose, use the space for something that I'm more in love with and have a passion for in the Lego. So from there, coming right back to the camping area, I'll keep the ideas tree and I will put that in there somewhere eventually, but for now I'm not going to put camping grounds as in a large amount, just a small. So from the start here of where the Japanese gardens run back all the way down here, okay, to the wall, I'm going to take out. And then here at the back, just follow my hand, from that center line you see here, running right back to the corner is where the cave is going to go. Now originally I had thought I was going to put underneath the table here, underneath the manor, and work it back. But if you can see the ground level, you'd have to lie down to look right in here to the cave. So that's just not going to happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in here, along there. So we'd say where the Batwing is in the cave, it'll be from right to left over here. And this is where his control area will be, and it'll run up and it'll eventually integrate into the city. The manor itself, as you see it there, will go up on top of it. Now the cave is much bigger than the manor at the moment regarding the gardens and stuff like that. So whether I have the manor facing me here, and then we have the gardens at the right of it, and the Batwing and stuff ready to come up through a few trees at the back, I might do that. Or I'll put the manor back here and put the garden in front. One way or the other, that's how it's going to work. So when you walk in, because this space will be clear, you will be able to come in here and you will be able to look straight into the face of the cave. It will eventually integrate into the city, and then we'll run it down here with loads of different things going on in the city and a few different heights as well. And I will probably put a canal through the city. Most cities, guys, have some kind of water running through them or around them or something like that. So that's the plans in a nutshell. I swore I wouldn't talk no more than about 5 minutes in this video, but here I am 10 minutes later. So tell me what you think, guys. This will be in a few months down the line once the cave is finished, hopefully, because I mean there's still a lot more to do in it. And just to finish off, I just want to run you through the Japanese area for the guys again and girls that might be seeing this for the first time. We have here a bit of a marketplace. Okay, we're running this way. We have our Ninjago city or docks and another Ninjago city that are reverse built to put this in the middle, which was a nightmare to do, but again I was looking at the end result. Our gardens run down here to our cherry blossoms, our temples. I put water in here just to get that real authentic 14th century Japan look. We got the ultimate weapon temple, I think it is, and we have 8 air jitsu temples here and a bridge just crossing over. If you want to see more details on this now, guys, just look at some previous updates and I show more on that. And then we're finishing off here on the sea area, which is nowhere near finished in what I want to do. That'll be later on down the line, as it'll be another project. So guys, yeah, I want to thank you all again for the comments, the positive feedback. If you like this video, don't be afraid to give us a thumbs up. And if you're seeing it for the first time and you feel like subscribing, by all means do. I'm more than happy and very grateful. So, till the next time, guys, Lego Leprechaun out.